Hey, how you doing? Thanks for downloading the show. Welcome to Garden Fork Radio. I'm talking to you on a new microphone, which we will talk about. It's Eclectic DIY. Today, Nicole and I are going to talk about buying on eBay instead of Amazon, a little update on the honeybees, Poshmark, coffee tables, and maybe the Germans.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do it all today.
So I was actually just on, Nicole texted me because we had postponed our show, and she said, hey, are we doing it today? And I was like, oh, it's 10:20 and I'm on a roof. So my larger hive, which I've gotten through, it's a 2-year-old hive. It's been through 2 winters, which is
That's
big,
great.
it's not an easy feat anymore.
No.
And this spring, when I opened it up, it was overflowing with bees. And I was like, well, you could do a thing called a split. You literally break the hive in half. You take half the boxes over here and half the boxes over there, and you have 2 hives. But I thought, I don't really want to do that because we're on my friend's roof. We don't want a lot of beehives. We just want 2 hives with some honey. We already had 2 hives. So I tried different ways of managing the bees so they wouldn't swarm, and none of those worked. So the first swarm was enormous. It was the biggest swarm I've ever seen, and they lodged in a tree nearby, and then they went somewhere and disappeared. And then the hive threw off 2 more swarms. It's called casting off a swarm. So each of those, when the first swarm leaves, the queen leaves with them. The bees left behind will take a young egg cell and grow a new queen. They grow several new queens, actually. So I'm pretty sure the 2 swarms went out with virgin queens because they would raise a new queen, and the queen had to go out and mate, and then they decided to swarm again. So there are 3 swarms off this hive.
Wait, so how do you know that there were 2 more? Do you have a video camera or something?
I saw them. I was literally having tea with my friend Brian, and the first and second ones were videoed, and the third one, Brian and I were having tea down in his apartment. I looked in the backyard, and I'm like, there's an awful lot of bees in the backyard here. This is kind of unusual. And then I saw the cluster in the tree, and
that's insane.
It is. It's a very unusual. We've never had something. I really try and stay on top of it because it is an urban area. People, they do not sting when they're swarming. They do not sting, unlike the cartoons. And people get a little wound up. Anyway, we just left the hive alone. I said, because I had opened it up and I saw some queen cells, and I'm like, okay, we're just going to leave this thing alone a couple of weeks. And we just went back and looked at it, and all the queens that they raised have failed. So it's a queenless hive. So
that's not good.
No, but this is the one smart thing I did this year. We decided to have a second hive to have some more honey, or if something happened like this. But you can give the bees young egg cells from your other hive, drop them in, and they can raise new queens again.
Wait, you did a queen transplant?
No. Well, we pulled out frames that had freshly laid eggs on them, and we put them in the queenless hive. They will recognize that those are brand new eggs. They will feed them royal jelly out of the top of their heads,
right?
Which the egg goes through a chromosomal change that it'll have sex organs instead of being sterile. All the worker bees are sterile. So that's what we did today. And I feel like I was smart just to have a second hive because you're like, just grab a frame. Instead of having to scramble and order a queen, they're like $75 at least with the shipping. Right. And then is it too hot to ship it? It's going to be 90 degrees tomorrow. So yeah, it was spectacular spring, but
really? It's going to be 90 degrees there tomorrow?
Probably, yeah.
Because it's super cold here. The pool's supposed to be open. The boys were supposed to have their swimming test to join the swim team reluctantly.
Oh.
I mean, I'm happy for them to join. They don't want to do it. But it's 75 degrees, and I'm not a masochist. I'm not going to force them to swim in a 60-degree pool.
I could be very wrong about the weather. Anyway.
Okay.
That's the very quick lowdown on why I was on a roof, and Nicole said, Eric.
Okay, well, this is really fascinating. The redundancy was obviously good job there.
Oh, that's a good word. That's exactly what we were doing.
Yeah, it's
Because
just like,
that way, if one of your, like the hive that's swarmed, we won't get any honey out of it because the population is low. There's not enough workers to collect honey for themselves, nectar to make into honey, and enough for us to take a box of it off and harvest it. So we're just, my teacher, my beekeeping teacher calls these bees welfare bees because we're going to have to take care of them and feed them extra food all year. And they haven't given us any honey. So that's why he calls them welfare bees. I don't know if that's politically correct or not, but
well, have you seen the Jerry Seinfeld movie about bees?
no.
Okay, well, it's an animated film,
Oh.
but it's excellent. And all the stuff about the bees is right, like they're not reproducing, the worker bees. Jerry Seinfeld is a little worker bee.
Oh.
It's really cute. I think it's called A Bee Story. I'd look at it on my computer, but we know that causes problems.
Yes.
I would recommend it.
All right.
It was a cute movie.
I seem to remember something about this. So, well, cool. So that's your bee update. That's why I'm a little late.
The name is Bee Movie.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, they were really creative there. I'm glad we did that. Well, it's not as fun as the bees, but I did go on a road trip last week.
Yes.
So I've been trying to get down to see Rick and his partner for a while. I've, invited him to come up here to fly up in the little plane. There's some little baby airports nearby. I'm like, hey, we can come out. We haven't been able to connect. Like one time the kids got COVID. Like one time like a car died. I don't know what it was. But so I was like, what are you doing Wednesday? I'm coming down. And he was like, you're going to come down for lunch? And I was like, I am. I'm from Montana. I know how to drive.
Yeah.
Which would have been great. I mean, it was great. It was great to see Rick. But the Volvo air conditioning decided to not work.
Wow.
After an hour and a half. So I had kind of one of those 1985 drives where like the window was down.
Yeah.
At one point it was so hot, but I couldn't have the windows down on 95, obviously. So I couldn't listen to anything. I had to just drive without any talking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was insane. It was insane, but it was really fun to meet them. They picked a super swanky place for us to go to lunch that had like this amazing view of the ocean.
Oh, nice. I hope he paid.
And then he did treat. It was very kind. And on the way back, I hit like the one cute coffee shop in the town where he lives. And then, hit the road on the way back up. Of course, I stopped to charge. The stupid charger, it was a charge point. I will not use the charge point anymore.
Yeah.
It would not work. So then I find the closest Electrify America, which I have had very good luck with. And it happens to be at an outlet mall.
Oh.
So I plug in and I'm like so hot because it's like the 90-degree day. And so I'm walking around the, mall because I have nothing else to do. And Brent's like, oh, I see you found a really good place to charge.
Oh, because he can tell where the car is?
Yes, he thought I was shopping. I'm not shopping. I'm so hot I can't even function. The lady at the Coach outlet was like, you can just sit down. You don't need to buy anything. So that was really fun. It was great. And we had a cute picture. I don't know if we're authorized to post that to the Patreons, but we can ask.
Yeah, I saw it. Looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, when Rick came to New York City with his wife, he picked a breakfast place on 57th Street and 7th Avenue, which is some of the most expensive real estate in New York City.
Ooh, so it was a fancy
and
breakfast.
he bought egg sandwiches for us, and they were quite expensive.
All right, well, he's got good taste. I love that.
We had to pry that cash out of his wallet. It was difficult.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, I was actually just reflecting on, I met with my friend Kent, who has been following me or we've been emailing and stuff for years. And he lives it was like an hour away, I'm guessing, from where my sister lives. So we got together and had breakfast. And That was just really good. That was very reassuring about the world, you know?
I know, right? I mean, it's funny because my closest friend, some of my closest friends in DC, like we met on the internet, which sounds so funny. But my good friend Emily, who she started a writing accountability group, which is a program designed by Johns Hopkins to help students finish their PhDs. And so
Oh,
she said, is anybody looking for a writing group? I'm starting this group. And so the way it works is you set goals for the week, then you meet for 30 minutes. You talk about how you did with your goals, and then you write for 30 minutes at the actual meeting. And then you do an analysis of how you did with your 30 minutes, and you set new intentions for the next week. But we were very successful. Like I finished my first book that way, and two of the women finished their PhDs. But all because she like sent a little note out on the listserv. And like we just all four met up the other day.
nice.
Like 12 years later, we're still going.
I love that. Yep. Kent and I are going to meet again. I'll let him buy me breakfast again.
Yeah, no, that's great. And breakfast where your sister lives is good.
And it wasn't 57th Street and 7th Avenue prices. So,
Oh my God, you're killing me.
ah,
I do want to take the kids down to where Rick lives because there's like so much cool stuff to do. Like I think they would love it. My kids don't like the beach, but they like, all the other stuff. So I'm like, come on. My one son thinks that he's like a champion mini golfer.
oh,
So
that's got to be a niche sport. That must have its own channel.
I bet it does.
It might have its
Yeah.
own channel on Time Warner cable or something.
mini golf. That's awesome. I hear it's going to be an Olympic sport soon.
Oh, really?
No,
Oh, jeez.
no.
Hey, real quick, I have a new link for the Garden Fork store on Amazon. If you happen to be shopping on Amazon, appreciate it if you use my link to go to Amazon and start your shopping. The link will be in the show notes here. It's a universal link. I can explain it later in the podcast sometime, but just please use that link. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you. So their Poshmark is on our list.
Well, you were talking about if there's something you think you need to buy at Amazon, let's not. Let's try eBay.
Yes.
Because a lot of times it's cheaper on eBay.
Yes.
And there's so much random stuff on Poshmark too. At this point, I check both.
Oh, that's smart. Does Poshmark mainly clothing and furniture?
No furniture because it's flat rate shipping. They use they have a special deal with the USPS.
Oh, okay.
It's $6.50 a item, so you can only ship things up to 10 pounds. But I just sold some Oculus VR headset there.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so I sell anything that I have that I want to sell. I'm at this point posting on Poshmark and eBay because Poshmark, it's free to post and they charge you once you sell it some amount, like 10%. And eBay, there is a listing fee after a certain amount of posting in a month, but I posted both because why not?
What the heck? So my take on this is I because I was editing the podcast, I edited the same podcast on my two different computers, one here in Brooklyn and then one at my little house up in the woods. And the voiceovers that I do or the talking that I do sounds different because I use two different microphones. Up there I have a Shure, is it called an MC59? It's what I call the rock and roll mic. Like if you go to any bar, they have three mics on stands and it's a Shure, I think it's an MC59 or something like that. But it's this indestructible microphone that actually sounds quite good. And that's what I bought. I think that was my first, what's called an XLR mic. It has the heavy duty cable that plugs into the back. But down here I have a Rode pod mic, which I really like. It makes my voice sound like a radio voice, and I'm like, oh, I should just have the Rode pod mic in both places. So I went on Amazon and it's at least $90. It's $90 to $100 depending on when you buy it. So I went on eBay and, typed in Rode, RODE pod mic. And there are varying prices if you want it with the USB connection, evidently it's even more expensive. But there were several open box pod mics, which I'm pretty sure were, that you buy a pallet of returns from Best Buy or something, and you sell on eBay. And I found two of them that the people had really good reviews. And one was $65, one was $60 with no shipping. Buy it now. You could bid on it at an auction, and 7 days later, go through that circus. Right. And I'm like, they're selling for about $60 to $70. I'm just going to buy it for $60 with the free shipping, and I saved $40. And I kept a microphone out of the landfill.
Yeah, I was at the library today randomly and talking to one of the librarians. And he told me that there's a place, outside of DC called Black Friday. Yeah. And so they buy a pallet of the stuff, and then everything's $10 the first day it comes out, and each day it goes down $1. Yep. So he goes on the dollar day, and he said he's found like 2 terabyte memory USB cards. Like, he's found amazing stuff for like $1.
There's one of those near here. And I was in a Lyft. I don't use Uber. I like Lyft better. And we drove by there, and I said, "Oh, there's that new dollar store thing." He goes, the driver's like, "Yeah, I got a sofa there for $10."
That's amazing.
Because it's a return, Yep. And they brought it out on a Friday as the high price day. And he goes, "I called one of my friends. We put it on his car and went back to my apartment." So.
Well, I have to say that because finding out about how much of the stuff goes straight to the landfill that you send back, like I was talking to one of my friends from college, her son works at a Amazon warehouse, and the returns. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I thought that all the returns were going to the trash. And he's like, no. We put about 30% back on the marketplace. So 70% is going in the trash. So I've stopped returning. I'm like, I'd rather donate it to the thrift store. At least somebody who wants it can get it. But just straight to the trash is too much for me. I actually research the heck out of things before I buy them. Yeah. Like, I need a new fan, a USB or a cigarette lighter plug fan for the back of the car for the Labradors to blow on them. Oh, cute.
And I actually will take sometimes an hour to look at all the reviews and find out which one is the best. And because I just, there's something about returning. I don't know. I'm just trying to do my part.
I hear Rick right now talking to the speakers saying Consumer Reports, and he's absolutely right. We started taking the subscription, as they used to say, because of Rick.
Yeah.
I love reading it, but also their database is so great. And most public libraries, you can search their database for free.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can.
So we've probably talked about that before.
Everyone here knows we're pro-library.
We are pro-library. If you're not pro-library,
get with the program, people.
Right.
And donate blood. Thank you. Bye.
Well, along the lines of free stuff, the other day it's raining, and I'm driving along, and I look over, and there's this amazing coffee table sitting on the side of the road.
Ding, ding.
And I follow a couple people on Instagram who are dumpster divers or trash pickers. And I kind of look at it and I was like, I think I want that. And I was like, if it's still there when I come back from my trip, I'm going to pull over and get it. Still raining. So it's this very large wooden table. And luckily I had the old Highlander with me. And the lady happens to be coming out. And I was like, hey, just want to make sure, is this, are you giving this away? She's like, yeah, my mom didn't like it. My mom wasn't using it. And I'll send you a picture, but it is probably 2 by 4 feet and, coffee table height. Mm-hmm. And the top of it are little discs of wood cut, like branches cut. Mm-hmm. So it's a whole bunch of them. It needs to be cleaned. And I think I'm going to have to sand the sides and then just do like a paint side around the side because I think it was outside for a little bit too long. Oops. Like the wood doesn't look great on the one end. But super fun. So I was going to power wash it. My sibling said not to power wash it because they're worried the wood won't dry. I know. I was like, I think that'll be fine. I think I do want to power wash it. But anyway, a little side project. Of course, it's on our front porch. And Brent was like, so what's the timeline on this, on this project? It's been raining here for a week, so.
Yeah, it rained all the holiday is just over, and it rained 3 of the 4 days that I wanted to do outside things.
Yeah, we didn't even you didn't use the pizza oven last night because I was like, I don't want to make the pizza in the rain. We'll just use the oven.
Rain pizza.
But the pizza oven is so much fun.
Yeah, there's an instant gratification thing there.
Well, and we're figuring it out. Like, you make it look real easy in those videos. And it's, yeah, listen to that laugh. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, we don't see all the pizza dough that you spilled.
Or Eric having the meltdown.
I kind of would like to see that. Along those lines, this morning, I was listening to the New York Times does an interview once a week with like a famous person. Mm-hmm. And so that was the podcast this week was Nicolas Cage. Now, I've always been a fan of him. Yeah. I like him and everything.
Serious guy.
Yeah, the podcast was he's fascinating. Like, totally worth a listen if you're into film at all, because he's not just acting. He's like trying to do, I don't know, it's very impressive.
Yeah, I don't know much about him, but from what I know, he's not your average actor dude.
No, like he was like, I was trying to, do an Andy Warhol on screen. And I was like, what? What is that? How does that even, like, who even came up with that idea? But it did make me want to go through. Obviously, I can't watch Leaving Las Vegas with my 12-year-old. But the ones that are appropriate for 12-year-olds, I'd like to do one of those deep dives. I've wanted to do that where you watch like all of somebody's over. How do you say over? Yeah,
that word.
Work. All their work.
All right. Should we save the Germans for the after show?
Well, of course. That sounds good.
The Germans. I am German, everyone. Full disclosure. So you're supposed to say, "Oh, German royalty, Eric."
Oh, right. I forgot German.
Come
royalty.
on.
Oh my gosh. I was like,
you are not
what am I
drinking the
say?
Garden Fork Kool-Aid.
I've drank the Kool-Aid. Yes, there's a street named after you in Berlin.
Da-da-da. All right. So it's gardenfork87@gmail. And we'll ask Rick if we can post the selfie. We'll put it on the Patreon. And you can follow me for free on Patreon. The cup of coffee is for the after show and some bonus content. It's kind of like Instagram without the evil algorithm. That's really what they're doing now. And I'll talk about it more later. I have to learn it. They just emailed me all this stuff, and they're like, they're going to be the anti-algorithm social media thing. I think is what they're trying to do.
Oh, I like that. I'm totally going to sign up.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole, for putting up with me being on a roof.
We should do a show from the roof.
Oh, we could.
Yeah, okay.
All right, everyone. Thank you. We're going to do the after show. We'll talk about Germans and a couple other things. All right?
Okay, bye.
See ya. Garden Fork Radio is produced by Garden Fork Media, LLC in Brooklyn, New York. The music in the show is licensed from audioblocks.com and uniquetracks.com.